And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Here it is, Easter morning. And I'm just about to go up to church. And I had a visitor. Knock me off a nice little fruit cocktail. Nice way to start the day. Look at this. Look how nice. One of my neighbors just, had to drive over the mountain to give me this. It's just yummy. Mm-mm-mm. So if anyone wants my last few. Mm. It's but last few shows I've been talking about grace and thankfulness, and it's interesting when you get towards the mortality stage of life, and we really never know when that's going to be. I've been around death my whole life, and it's always been kind of, hey, how you doing? And looking for me, not your time, and take somebody else, And I guess, I knew of death. My grandfather keeled over in the barber shop. I knew that. My other grandfather keeled over on the couch. Knew that. Um, that wasn't mine. It was Larry Smith. And Larry, he had a brother named Allie, and another one named Bobby, and another one named Jimmy, another one named Mikey. And Stevie and Timmy, Billy. And they all died before I was 14. And all gruesome deaths. And they weren't all the same. Just a few my age. Most of them were older. Other's age, my sister's age. And so, and Joey, yes, Joey too. But the one that died was Kenny first, and we were maybe. Let's see. Did I get murdered by the nun yet? No. So I'm somewhere between 6 and 7, right? And somewhere around this age, this is the house I lived in, and that was me when Kenny. And Kenny was a show off, right? And and I was riding my sister's bike. I only had things handed down to me. I didn't anything ever new to me. I did. My sister, who was closest to my age, would throw a conniption, and my parents would give her whatever. Like when I had my first communion, I got this really interesting little like 3-wheeler thing that you kind of rode, and you can get pretty fast with that thing, and you steered with your feet. Anyway, my sister went nuts, and I had a cowboy outfit, and she lost her everything, and my parents took the cowboy outfit off of me, left me standing in my underpants, and and she put it on. And then she just the next day just pulled it up. And when I went to get it, she had a conniption and I couldn't touch it. But Kenny was kind of like my sister, like that. We always had to have the attention. And he and so my sister did those things. It's not so much to take my stuff, but just to have the attention, cause the conflict. And rest of my um, siblings were very similar. My oldest brother, my mom called crying Sam, happy, happy Sam, weeping Willie, something like that. Smiling Sam. That was it. Smiling Sam and weeping Willie. And those were his only two emotions. Mm. Anyway, so Kenny, they were paving. They were ripped up the roads around our houses and put in sewer lines and left the road like chaos for a while, and then they proceeded to rip them up again and pave them nice, brand new, right? And so they ripped them up and then flattened them out, and then put stone on 'em, a little stone, and then put oil on top of that, and then put asphalt on top of that. And so we ride our bikes around, and when they put straighten it out and put the stone down, we were like going real fast and making wheelies and all kinds of stuff, right? And then they came with the asphalt machine. Well, first the tar machine, and then they put something on top of that, and then they were squishing that with this gigantic cement roller or whatever you want to call it. Big roller, big, 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 like a story high and really loud and big, right? And basically, we were and we all kind of got off to the side. We were on Mr. Orr's front lawn, and Mr. Orr's a nice old man who never told us to get off his lawn. And so we're all standing there watching this thing go back and forth, and Kenny still was zipping around and doing wheelies and right. And and we were like yelling at him, but he couldn't hear us because the big machine was, I mean, really loud, couldn't hear anything. And the guy's like a story up in the air, so he can just see like a block down. So Kenny's kind of in front of him, right? And he skids and falls down, and the bike falls on his leg, and the big thing is coming, coming, and we're screaming, "Get up! Get up! Get out of there!" And he's trying to get up, and he is skidded on the top stuff, and the oil is kind of sticking to him. And he's messed up, and he's trying to get it out from it, and all of a sudden, that big thing that you wouldn't think was going to run him over is just starting to run him over. And it first runs over on the back that pins his leg to the ground. Right? He could have probably gotten out of there, but he was like, I don't know what he was doing, but and then he couldn't, and then it slowly, and it squished him. It took him a good, maybe minute to really till we didn't see him anymore, and and it squeezed him like a tube of toothpaste, and his head first popped off, and then got squished like a grape, just like his head kind of. Looked like this, and then it looked like this. And then after the thing rolled over him, it looked like like a Rorschach test. And I think that's where Rorschach came from. So, and then I guess it was before Easter. I don't know when it was, but I wasn't murdered by the nun yet. And so we just was there in shock, and Mr. Orr came out. He kind of watched it from the window, came out, his old guy, and he kind of hobbled over to where the important people, looking at things were, and told them what happened. They came over and was like, and we were just going, yeah, that's Kenny. They killed Kenny. And I think that's where South Park got it from, the Smith family, because they were all dead. Bobby died. He fell out of the tree fort onto a picket fence, got 3 across the heart, and it was really watching this from my parents' living room. I saw him fall onto it, and he was like, "Ah." And you know, my mom came over and watched and said, the Smiths again. She called, and the police came, and they were, this is back in the day before, you know, EMTs. And so they were like, what should we do? And they weren't, none of them, they were just cops, right? So this is before Mr. Orr gave his power saw to my father. And, and they were smart enough to realize, hey, if we just pick him up the picket fence, he'll probably bleed to death. So they cut, and it was like old electric saw, and poor, Bobby was screaming. But it was like Freudenscheid. Everyone hated the Smiths because they were just. I mean, they were the kind of people who would put the bag of poop on your front doorstep and set it on fire. They were that kind of gang. And we only kind of hung out with them because there were so many of them. It was hard not to. And pretty much after Bobby, we knew it was like waiting on the side of the corner for a car wreck. We knew, right? And pretty much, I mean, they all died before I hit third, fourth grade. But I mean, that's a lot of death, right? So I'm not comparing that to Jesus' death on Good Friday because he died for us. Those guys just died for stupidity. But anyway, I'm off to church. Hmm, I just thought I'd give you that one, right? Because you know that's why I'm really thank you Jesus, thank you Jesus, thank you Jesus. I'm sorry God, I'm sorry God. I didn't mean to do that because I'm making up for lost time because I've already died once in 2014. Knew what that was like. And so I was telling this my life story to this guy yesterday at the egg roll, and he couldn't believe he looked at my pants. Are those women's pants? I said, yeah, man, they're great. He just, I said, listen, at Walmart's they're on sale. When I get rid of them, I bought these things for $2. I bought 10 pairs. They're all really nice and man, feel this. Man, I'm not going to touch you. I said, what's wrong with that? I said, listen, women love this stuff, and me wearing it on me, they want to take it off of me, right? I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry, God. Anyway, um, but that guy, I said, listen, look at me, right? And he was like, not wanting. I said, look at me. And he looks at me and goes, do I look like I'm gender confused? No. Stuff, man. It's not like your cranky Carhartt crap or jeans. It's soft, and women love touching me with it on. And it's got space age material that it's like super thin, and yet it keeps me warm. Let's see. Hey man, how you keeping? I'm keeping pretty good. Well, I'm about to take off and go to church. I guess I'll make a late wait. I like making a late entrance, but normally I don't stick around for the services. This today I will. I'll put my, you know, I would say that's the least I can do for God. No, I do everything for God. I'm God's slave, but I'm off now. But good to see you, Martin. Martin is that what is it? Martyn. Yeah, Martin Young. My. So I'm gonna come back on, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. And so, Martin, if you can, come and visit. Okay? Otherwise, everyone have a beautiful day. I love you all, and until later today, I'll see you tomorrow. If God, unless God takes me. I mean, my health is not the best these days, but hey, I take what I get.